Here we have Mr. Houghton, who we call Herb, and this was his second post-track ride today. And I just love this horse. He's a little bit of an ornery horse on the ground, and he is a cribber. So of course he'll lose a whole bunch of fans with that. But if I was personally shopping for a horse for myself, this is exactly the type of horse that I would want. He is makes a super shape. He's soft. He wants to be round. That's his natural way of going. He has a phenomenal balance. His canter is incredible. It's uphill, it's balanced. He's comfortable within his own balance and rhythm. It doesn't take a lot of monitoring. And I just think that he's going to be such a great jumper because of that. And actually, in this ride, I started introducing him to poles and to the tiny little things in my ring. And sure enough, I mean, he just has the right instincts. He doesn't understand exactly what he's supposed to be doing. You know, he's completely green, he's neon green, but he just naturally wants to do the right thing. And he was fantastic today. And not only does he have the right instincts about jumping, but he's also super brave. And he just popped over everything without really much of a look at anything. So I was really happy with him. And he's just a fun horse. I mean, he just gives a great feel for anybody who's looking for an athletic, sporty type. The other cool thing about him is just that he has a great work ethic, but without being hot. You know, you never feel like he's sort of trucking through your aids or always pointing north, even when you wish he wouldn't be so much. He's just very content to work, but without being too forward or strong in the least. So we went to the left first. We popped into the left canter pretty quickly. Then we went to the right. And, you know, the only real baby green thing about him is that to the right, which is he finds that to be a slightly harder direction right now. He wants to lean pretty good with that outside shoulder as we're going by the gate. So I started with him on this 20-meter circle at the top of the ring to make sure that my outside aids were all working. Excuse my phone for beeping so much. And then we went large ring, and you'll see here I'm losing his outside shoulder a little bit. That's why he sort of comes up above the contact, is because I lost that left shoulder. But he got it right back. Yeah, he just has such a phenomenal way of going. So in his first ride, I had him in a loose ring snaffle with a peanut. I usually do first rides in either a loose ring snaffle or sometimes an egg butt or a full cheek. But he's so soft and wanting to be round. And here I'm losing the outside shoulder again. So right now I'm like, okay, we got to work on this. We got to get off this left shoulder a little bit. So I'm really thinking about straightness and trying to get the notion of what could be some counterflexion. So that's what we're sorting through here, having a conversation about. But anyway, he's so soft and round. And I thought that in the middle bit, he almost wanted to be behind the vertical a little bit. So here he's in the loose ring duo, which is just a really soft plastic straight bar bit. And I thought he felt really happy in this. And here, this was such a good boy. He did a really nice turn. He stayed straight between my legs, didn't lose the outside shoulder. And that was really lovely. So here's the right canter. So I decided that I was done babying him about the gate and that he just needed to sort of get on with it and get over that hump. So we did our right canter on a circle at the gate end of the ring. So he really just had to get over it. You know, we're going by the gate right up. I think of the gate as like a black hole with these green horses. It's like the closer you get to it, the stronger the force, the stronger the suction to it. So we did a little work there on that circle to go by the gate. I had to give him a couple pretty good kicks with my outside leg a couple of times. But then, as you can see, he just got on with it. He just sort of got over that hump. So that was really good. I was very happy about that. And the right canter is just as lovely as the left. He's very even both ways. That was a good boy. So that was our little flatting warm up. Was super happy with him. Thought he felt great in this bit. So then I always start horses by just walking over poles. I think that the slower you can get their feet to move at first, the more time it just sort of gives the brain to catch up and understand what's going on. And I also don't want it to be a big deal. Like these are just poles, these are just tiny things. They shouldn't be feeling tense about it, they shouldn't be wanting to go quick. This should just be easy and simple. So we always start in the walk, and I walk over as much as I possibly can. So that was very good. No problems about some regular pile of poles. So here we've got a pile of poles with some flowers. And he was just super brave. He actually just was like, okay, I'm done walking. This is what I mean about the right instincts, though. Even walking up to it, he just naturally wanted to land in a canter from a walk, which is great. I mean, we want them to just naturally understand that when they go over a jump, they should land in a balanced canter coming away. And then that was just so lovely. I mean, again, he has no clue, but he just somehow, he just is built in a way, and his mind and body work in a way where he just wants to land in the correct lead and a phenomenal canter coming away from it. So good. I already really liked this horse just from flatting him, but when we started going over these poles and stuff, I was pretty ecstatic. Just really reinforced what I already thought about him, which is that he is just such a cool, sporty horse without being quirky or sensitive at all. Super good. So I wait to give pats until I'm on this long side because going by that gate corner, I just don't want to take it for granted. So I'm sort of babysitting him around that corner. And then once we get on the straightaway, that's when he gets all his pats. And again, that was very good. He jumped it with a little bit more oomph that time, which actually isn't really what we want. I mean, it's fine because of course he's completely green, but we want him to actually not be that excited about just going over a pile of poles. So then that was great. So he just trotted over the poles. And then here I'm just sort of telling him this is no big deal. You don't need a big effort. And then that was lovely. That's exactly what we want. I thought that he seemed quite happy with himself. I think he was also getting tired. He was thinking, I think I should be done now. How is there more? Then we're coming to the coop here. So this is sort of like the first solid thing. And just great instincts. He slowed down a little bit, sort of lowered his shoulders a little bit. He took a peek at it, but he was never not going to go. And he stayed extremely straight in his shoulders on that approach, not a lot of wiggling. And then even better the second time. And I do often find that with the horses that enjoy, jumping, or if I don't even know if you would call this jumping, but the horses that sort of enjoy this idea of jumping, it oftentimes helps them to sort of get over this whole gait thing because the jumping and the poles distracts them. It gives them something else to think about. So then all of a sudden the gate is just not it's just not on their mind anymore, and they're just going around doing this new thing that they're finding sort of fun and interesting. And that was definitely the case for him. And that was really good over my bigger flower box, even though that one doesn't have flowers in it. And then I thought that he just did a great job with his flat work. Even when we were going over the things, he stayed in a great balance, great rhythm, super soft. I love this frame that he's in. I thought that he was much happier to stay on the vertical in the softer plastic bit versus trying to duck behind it. I didn't really feel that today. Super balanced counter canter around the corner. And then, so this is the last one we're going to do. This is the bigger flower box with the flowers in it, the grand finale. And he does a little left right here. He's not seen this before. A little left right, but just a little bit of babysitting, low wide hands, keeping the leg on, and that was pretty easy to get him to trust me to go over it. So then I just thought, well, we'll do this one more time. Hopefully he'll be a little straighter, a little more understanding, and then he'll be done. And he is certainly a horse that will be cantering fences in no time, but you don't want to skip these steps of them learning the footwork. So even though cantering will be easy for him, it's important that he takes time and gets really comfortable trotting.